Let's begin with the cut piece. So you fold the right side together. You should pin the bottom and also where the cut end point is. And also you need to know where the bust point is here. So you just line up your pieces on your pattern piece like this. See, here is where the sewing ends. So I'm gonna put a pin here. So yeah, so do the same for the lining. So now we have both the cup and the lining. Let's start sewing with the lining first. Start from the bottom of the cup. Back stitch. And start from the second pin where the cut finish towarding the bust point, straight. Do not back stitch here. That's how it looks now. And then we're going to tie a knot at the end of here. One and two. Double knot to secure. Just trim the exit. Do the same for the outer lace cup. So now you have the outer cup and the lining. Let's press them. Now let's press the seam open for both lining and the cup. Do the same for the decorative lace or tulle. After press both outer and lining, put them wrong side facing each other together. Line at the seam line. I use pin to stable them, so make sure the seam lines on top of each other. So they all lined up. And then do a small zigzag here. Now let's start sewing the cup and lining together. Start from the bottom again. Change to zigzag. I'm using 2.0. I'm using the length of 2.0 and the width of 3.5. Okay. Line at the middle of the seam line. Back stitch. Slightly pulling aside. Then you don't have any wrinkles around there. Slightly pulling. Make sure the seam lined up. Stop at the end of the bust point. Do not backstitch here. Okay, so pull here, pull the thread here to get the thread from the other side, and then do a double knot here. And trim the excess. And now you have a smooth curve, which is not pointy. So let's trim the excess fabric from both sides of the seam. Now we are ready to attach all the elastics. We're going to attach the clear elastic here, band elastic here, and the underarm elastic here. Here we go. First, we're going to stabilize the neckline with the narrow clear elastic. This one is 6 millimeter. So we're going to do 3-step zigzag. Leave a little tail here. Okay. Go change the program to 3-step zigzag. And the length I like to use is 1.6 and the width is 5.0. Keep the elastic on the lower end of the picot edge. You don't need to backstitch on both ends because we're going to hide them with fold over it. You don't need to backstitch for both ends because later on we're going to fold over with the other band elastic, so they will be all nice and clean. So after attach the clear elastic, let's finish the underarm. Leave about 3 centimeters of the elastic on the top. This is where you're going to attach the rings. So the soft part, which going to against your skin, facing up, and also the picot edge toward the cap. We're going to use narrow zigzag stitch. So the width I'd like to use is 3.5 and the length is 2.0. Try to zigzag as close as possible to the picot edge. Back stitch. And slightly pull. And make sure you got both the lining and the cap aligned here. Otherwise, you might catch the bottom lining. Back stitch again. And trim off the excess. So now for the elastic toward the lining, and do a small zigzag to finish off the underarm elastic. Back stitch. Do not pull, just gently fold them. Do not pull the elastic. Back stitch here. Now you got the underarm picot elastic done. So we're moving to the bottom of the cap. Once we finish the bottom band elastic, then the cap is done. Now let's attach the band elastic to the bottom of the cap using the same zigzag stitch. Gently pulling the elastic. Back stitch. And cut and keep 3 centimeters at the center front of the cap. That's for the ring attachment as well. To finish the cap, let's trim off the excess fabric and zigzag to finish the cap. After trim the excess fabric, fold toward the lining and finish it with small zigzag. Back stitch. At this stage, do not pull the elastic. Back stitch. Now we have the first cap done. Center front, attach the ring. Top of the cap, attach the ring. And now let's finish the second cap. Now after we sew the 2 cups, we are ready for the frame and the band.